Hey, gang. And looking backstage, seeing that I got a co host. She's waiting patiently. Jane's on the other schedule today, which is why she's here now. Hey there.
Hey, how are
Just a
you?
second, as soon as
Oh my God, it's such a beautiful day
Where?
in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
In
not here.
Boyertown, Pennsylvania. How is it
Not
in
here.
your area?
Oh, I've lost count of the number of straight days we've had rain. Rain, thunderstorms, everything.
Oh no. Oh no. So,
Yep.
rocky weather, huh?
Yeah, it's been. And it's that time of year, so I guess it's kind of expected. But yeah, it's been rainy, and the nicer part
Has
about
it?
that is that it's also been cooler. Like the high is like 85 degrees,
Oh.
so not complaining about that.
Well, we are at everybody's favorite temperature around here, which is the mid
Yeah,
70s.
not bad.
And it's the sun's out and it's absolutely gorgeous. The sky is blue. I mean, it doesn't get any better than
It's
this. Now,
been
for myself, I like it a little hotter
yeah, because you're still gonna use
because
the
then I
pool.
get in the pool.
Yeah,
But I totally understand, that folks don't like the scorching heat. Actually, I don't either, but
are you?
but compared to cold, I'll take it.
Do you still have the option in the 70s to use the pool,
Oh
or is it
yes.
too
Oh yeah. I'm in every day at some point,
nice?
but I've been busy, so I haven't gotten in until later in the afternoon, and it's not quite as warm, not quite as, I got to get in the pool and stay there,
Yeah,
but I'll read a magazine article or two and, hang around the outside or hang around the edge and, you know, do that kind of thing. But I haven't been in totally. I need to see who's trying to get a hold of me. Oh, nobody. I don't need that. Anyway, so here we are,
yeah,
another week getting close. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I'm sorry your weather isn't as inspiring as mine.
yeah. We'll be
But
okay.
yeah, and school started around here. The school bus went by this morning, and you know,
Really?
anyway,
It
yes,
it's
yes.
pre Labor Day now?
Well, it might sometimes the school board changes it. Sometimes they start the week before Labor Day. A couple of days our teacher in service, and the end of the week the kids come in for a couple of days, and then they do Labor Day, and then they come back for real after Labor Day, which I really kind of liked
Okay.
as a teacher because you got to meet them and greet them and the shock of it all. And then they had 3 days to recover from that and then started for real after Labor Day.
Right.
So, anyway, that's what's going on. But I had the most fun this
Yeah.
weekend. It was so much fun. Yes, yes. My friend Mike Strzelecki,
Mhm.
a Boyertown grad, I still have to ask him because I keep remembering I have a hair on my in my eye. Let me find it. Anyway, one of my students, he writes for the Boyertown Expression. He writes many travel articles or bird articles. He and his wife love taking photographs and visiting different birds in various areas. But we've been on several tours in Boyertown. The first was a pizza tour, you may
Yep.
remember.
Yep.
Then we did a hoagie tour, and we did a sweet treats tour. Well, this past Saturday, we took an ice cream tour
Very
and visited 6 different venues that made their own ice cream.
wow.
That was the criteria. But Ross or Yergz,
No,
I'm sorry. I
we
did
actually were
no,
talking about that
I
earlier
it's
today, but go ahead.
no, yeah, I'm trying to be sensitive to your needs.
No, but
Your
the thing that I
preferences.
understand about that is that if not
Mm,
most, you have known me almost my whole life,
almost, yeah.
or at least most of it, and without question, my entire adult life. So
Mhm.
for me to expect something like that to make just a blatant outright change, I don't think it's realistic.
Well, I'll
Oh,
try.
bless your heart. And that's a good bless your heart.
Since it's
That's not the
there you go. Oh,
that's not the
yes,
Larry the Cable
oh
Guy
yeah,
bless your heart. That's a real
I'm
one.
familiar with Bless Your Heart. But let me tell you about our I have to tell you about our tour
Yeah.
because there were so many funny things about it. And I'm going to tell you those. And least of all was the ice cream. But we can talk about that if you want.
Oh, of course. I'll talk about ice cream.
But a week or so before the tour, what was your favorite flavor? Ken asked me a question. I must answer it.
Yeah.
First of all, good morning, Ken. Good to see our super fan. And he asked me what my favorite of the flavors of ice cream that we tried, and I can tell you without reservation, it was creamsicle.
Wow.
A combination. Did you remember those
Yeah.
popsicles that
Sure.
were ice cream and
Yep.
orange? Oh my God. It was the most flavorful, tangy, refreshing. Yeah. But we had a lot. We tried the strangest flavors on our tour. But I have to tell you about the beforehand because this is the part that teases me, that pleases me, that makes me laugh. A week or so before the tour, which was on a Saturday, I had written to our tour guide and the other guy, Todd Kuzik, who was not one of my friends, not one of my students, but a longtime friend because I met him through Paul, who did work with him, and I taught with his father. Anyway, so I wrote to Mike and Todd.
Who
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the father? Because I'm knowing that name.
Don Kuzik. Don Kuzik, and he was the band
Yeah.
guy at West.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Got it? Anyway, so I wrote to Mike and Todd and I said, okay, guys, look, I know you are going to have a wonderful time on this ice cream tour. And, I have to be honest with you. For me, ice cream is ice cream. I really don't, I don't care what flavor it is. I don't care really. I can't discriminate one ice cream for another brand of ice cream. They all taste the same to me. And I said, so, I can do my usual shift at the studio and you can tell me all about it after the fact when I read your article and so forth. So I was trying very gently to give them an out from having to take the old lady with them on their latest tour because I thought, Mike's wife was going to go along and Todd was going to go along. And I thought maybe Todd's wife was going to go along. That's a full car, right? And I thought maybe I would give them an easy way to say, oh, okay, Jane, that's fine. We'll tell you all about it when we're done. Well, when they arrived on Saturday morning, the first thing Todd asked me when he got out of the car to invite me into the car was, Jane, how old are you? And I said, wait, are you supposed to be asking a lady her age? Not that I care, but it was a funny question. And Kelly's in the car going, Todd, what are you doing? You don't ask that particular question. But it was so funny. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure why he decided to start the tour that way. But once we got started, he said, now we're going to have to be honest with you. We knew what you were doing in trying to, in sending us that message about maybe not coming along on the tour. And Todd said, I said to Mike, we don't want to force her to go if she really doesn't want to go. But I think what she's trying to do is give us a way out of having to travel with the 78-year-old. And I said, you are absolutely right. And so Todd said, he said to Mike, okay, Mike, now you've got to, Mike's the wordsmith. He said, you've got to craft a message so that she understands that we want her company, that it's not about the ice cream. It's about the process. It's about the conversation throughout the afternoon. It's about having more Jane.
What's wrong with that?
Mike did a beautiful job in saying, oh, Jane, we really want you to come along, but we don't want to force you, but we really, et cetera, et cetera. And so my response to him was, I'm in. Okay.
I was going to say, this is where,
I guess maybe they really.
This is where my response would have been in like those brackets that they use to show action. I would have said, Yergz grabs Jane's hand. runs towards car.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's very cute. I love that. Anyway, so that was the beginning. That was the beginning of the tour, and so I felt really good about it. But I was just so delighted. It was just so much fun to unpack those messages and to realize that I was not being I was not being subtle at all. They knew exactly what I was doing, and they handled it just absolutely perfectly.
So how?
Then I have to tell you this part.
Well, I was going to jump in because how far did you have to
Go
go
ahead.
to find 6
We
places that
went.
made their own ice?
Okay. Okay, so we went probably 20 miles in all directions.
Wow.
I mean, you're familiar with the
Mm-hmm.
territory. We were in East Greenville.
Yeah.
We went to Limerick. We went to Worsford. We went to Birdsboro. And we ended up in Boyertown. So we were all over. And that was part of Mike's plan, you know, because there were 2 ice cream places in the Limerick area.
Okay.
But he chose the another location about that same. It's not a franchise, but that same. It's the family-owned business has several locations
Okay.
for their ice cream shops. Anyway, there was one location in Limerick, but we already had another Limerick ice cream, so we went to that Birdsboro location instead, in order that we could travel the countryside.
Yeah.
That was part of the plan.
Good.
Now I have to tell you the end of this. I'm not sure how much I should tell you, but anyway, toward the end, one of our last stops, you know, we're sitting around eating this ice cream, you know, and they decide to continue talking about we need more Jane. So Todd says, you know, we need to make T-shirts that say we need more Jane, right? I said, that would be really cute. That would be really cute. He said, now on the back, I need, and this became part of the conversation earlier. I should have mentioned it before, but he also mentioned that on the back of the T-shirt, he's going to have, I'm 78 and I don't care. And the reason he wanted to have that on the back of the T-shirt is he and I had had a conversation at the studio several hours long. He came in to talk to me about a project he was wanting to do. He's a video artist. Okay. And does things for businesses video-wise. He's just very, very
This
clever.
is music.
Did a really cute commercial of Studio B. This is yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Right.
Yes. Anyway, in our conversation, you know, he was talking about the tours that Mike and I did, and he said, "Don't you feel bad for the venues that Mike says aren't quite as good as another venue? Don't you feel bad for them that they may feel bad?" And I must have said, although I don't remember it, but it really hit home with him. I must have said something like, I'm 70 years old and I don't care. I mean, it's their problem, you know, if they can't handle it. I refuse to carry around, and it's true. It's not that I don't care about people. It's not that I don't care about people's feelings. It's just that I don't carry that emotional baggage and feel bad for them because they may feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I just let go of that. And for him, that was an epiphany. He said, gee whiz, to himself I guess after the fact, maybe that's a way I can go through life, not carrying everybody's emotional baggage around. So anyway, he decided that he was going to do these T-shirts, and on the back, it's going to say, I'm 70 years old and I don't care, Jane. Right. And then on the front pocket, it's going to say, but we need more Jane. Like we need more cowbell,
yeah,
right?
I was thinking that. Is Christopher Walken going to be on it?
Exactly. And then Todd said, well, what do you think, Paul, my husband, what do you think Paul would say about a T-shirt that says we need more Jane? And I said, he would have a different suggestion for that. He would have a different suggestion. And Todd said, what would be that? What would be that? And I said, Paul would put on the T-shirt F Jane. And we're in the middle of this ice cream shop and they howled. They just thought it was so funny that their English teacher knew that word.
So nothing, and I don't even know if it's there anymore, but nothing with Lawn Acres back in Valley.
Mike skipped actually stopping at Longacres in the Valley area because we were going to have Longacres ice cream at the ice cream parlor in
Oh,
Boyertown.
okay.
So he didn't want to. He
Well, that's
didn't want to
redundant.
double up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was his thinking. I mean, he does such a good job, and then takes all these notes about our conversation along. And it'll be fun to read the article once he puts it, once he writes
That's
it and
cool.
puts it out there.
Absolutely.
But what a fun time! Now, in the middle of our ice cream trek, we stopped at this sandwich shop called Brinish's in Pottstown. It's a hole in the wall,
Okay.
shop, but they loved it during our hoagie tour.
That sounds right.
Our hoagie, yes,
Yeah.
during our hoagie tour, because they had really great hoagies and they had hot sausage sandwiches. So we had to have lunch in the middle of all this ice cream. I mean, take a note and see when's the next time I eat ice cream. It's going to be a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. Well, you're good. Yeah. Well, I got a possible date for it. If not, perhaps some other tour exploring different
Okay.
similarities. I've had the conversation over the weekend. I think it was yesterday with mom, and totally understands and is very supportive. I'm not going home for Thanksgiving or Christmas because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to go there to sit there and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
She asked my nephew if he and my other brother went shooting during the last Christmas holiday. And he says, yeah.
Ah.
He says, and mom says, your Uncle Rusty shoots better than any of you.
I guess so.
Why didn't you ask him to go? And he came up with some excuse. He says, I didn't even ask my own dad to go. And mom says, you see your dad every day. You don't see your uncle. And he didn't say anything. And he walked away. And Randy, his dad, tried to stick it in. And she said the same thing. He said, Rusty sat here for the whole Christmas vacation, not talking to any of you. And Randy tried to say some bullshit that anytime I talked, all I wanted to talk about was how bad Trump was. I told her, I said, that's because the only time anybody talked about anything that I was either remotely interested in, because I'm so over shit like football and
Yeah.
I hunted people for 21 years. What the hell do I keep hunting
Yeah.
deer? People shoot
Yeah.
back. And so that was the only time there was anything remotely related that I could get in on was when they started talking politics that I got every time I'm home, specific instructions. We don't discuss in mixed company.
Right.
Mixed company being normal people and Trump supporters. And so I told mom that. I said that was the only thing where I could talk about. They started talking about something else and dad shut it down. So the other day, I needed some business advice. And I called my cousin Eileen.
Oh,
and
okay.
we had a nice conversation about all kinds of shit. The business that I needed to talk about because I'm changing our phone carrier. For as much as I liked Seamless Communications, I don't like the company that they were representing. 3CX is just it's not working properly. It's too hard to manage for somebody who's not a techie. Our sales guy, the owner of the company, Seamless Communications, is a techie, and he can't get some of the stuff to work right. So,
Wow.
over the
Okay.
weekend, I signed an agreement with another company. I got to figure out when exactly, we're starting with them, and we may be selling their business lines. Like I'm going to be a dealer for this company. which means
Right.
I've already cut my phone bill, my business phone bill, in half by going to
Wow.
this company, and I could probably cut even more
Very cool.
by being my own vendor and basically
Right.
having other people
Right. Well,
pay for my phone bill.
you had sent an email out. You had sent an email or a text message out this weekend about the changes you were making. So I went on Google Calendar, and I should be able to connect with you if that's how you're going to
Yeah,
connect.
so cool. That's for the video streaming for what we're doing right here,
Hmm.
and also the
Right.
audio. But yeah, that's also saved me a
Also,
ton of money. I'll probably
awesome.
save
That's great.
$200 or $300 a month in making these different changes, and it's better functioning systems. So it's not like
Excellent.
I'm just cutting back.
Excellent.
It's all improvements all the way around. So I am
And how's Eileen doing in her new position?
very well. We talked about
Good.
her need for the change. I don't know how
Ah,
far she got into it with you, but she figured after 25 years it was time to have that.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I guess there were some creative differences, as they say in the music industry, or in
Yes.
broadcasting between parties.
Well, I figured, yeah, and I figured Tri County was, maybe struggling a little bit, and maybe they needed to make change. I know they changed venue where their offices are,
Yeah.
and so possibly they needed to make some changes administratively too,
Um,
for one reason or another. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
there
guessing.
was some friction, and she just
Okay.
felt that the best way to deal with that was to remove herself.
Well,
And
I
she's
love
happy.
it, but I miss
Yeah.
her. I mean, I used to be able to see her at least once or twice a year somewhere, and I'll have to figure out how we can get together and catch up. Maybe when you come
I was going
home.
to say, I am coming home for the
Oh,
Halloween
that would
parade.
be so cool. Oh, that would be so
I'm coming
cool.
home for the Halloween
Yes.
parade. And her brother usually
How
hosts,
long are you going to be
I
around,
don't
though?
know. I haven't figured that
I
part out.
mean, are you going to be around for 2 days
No,
or?
no, I'll try to do it, a little longer because I want to be able to see people like my one cousin on my
Yeah.
dad's side. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know if you know Kath and Bobby, my dad's older sister.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course. Kathy
yeah,
Seidel. We graduated
yeah,
together.
okay.
Yeah.
Her daughter Mary. Um, uh,
Yes.
yes, we
That's
actually talked about her.
Seidel is no longer her name, but I know who you
Yes,
mean, and I just saw her a week or so
um,
ago somewhere. Can't remember where though.
uh,
That doesn't matter.
Daryl is her husband. Um, I'm brain farting on what his last name is, but we usually go to like the O's or something like that. And we didn't get to do
Hmm.
it over Christmas, so I figure I'll come home and try to hang out with the people that actually
That want to
want
hang
to.
out with you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Between Greg's party for the Halloween parade, the
Oh,
O's at
good.
some point, and I thought if they schedule one, maybe I'll tag along on the next hoagie or pizza or ice cream or whatever other adventure you guys
Oh,
put together. That's
that
something
would
else
be
I thought
fun. The next one is a cheesesteak tour.
about. Oh, yeah, yeah.
You're in?
Do it over that trip. I'll be there. I'll
Okay.
drive.
We might have to take two cars. That's fine.
Yeah. And it's something else I thought about doing or trying to get into um, when I'm back is a ride on the train.
Oh, okay.
I know October I might start being a little chilly.
And I need to introduce you to Nathaniel. I think you'll
Yeah,
like him.
yeah.
Yeah. You don't
So
know him, do you?
I
Have you
don't.
ever met?
You
Have you met
no.
Nathaniel? I would want
You've
to
given
introduce
me
you.
his info, and I lost it like I did so many others.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm starting to do better
Right. I can't remember why
with
I gave it to
filing
you, but yeah.
emails and putting people's contact info in my phone or contacts or wherever, so that I don't look so stupid constantly. Um, but
Hmm.
uh, he's gay and he
Yeah.
does the train with his husband.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, yeah, you told me that. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I mean that's somebody I should have done better with with maintaining contact info, and yeah, I
That's
failed that
okay.
with was
You've
it
been
Bill,
busy.
the TV guy at the high school?
Yeah, Bill Cherkesky.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about the play-by-play that Mastiff Sports is doing, is offering. I want to try to perhaps test that out with the high school football here.
Oh, right.
Rich
Okay.
Zuber,
Yeah.
Rich Zuber never called me back. I tried his office a couple times.
No, he's tough to get a hold of. But again, he's someone we could try and catch up with when you're
Yeah,
home.
yeah. And obviously, this year's over for baseball, but we can try it next year if he's
Right.
got like a
Right.
like a
Right.
morning.
He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy to get a hold of.
I
There's no
remember
question.
when I was still with the Little League baseball and getting into Legion in high school. Mike Hartline
Hmm.
to be really
Hmm.
big on doing the PA system for the tournament, the Little League tournament
Hmm.
at the park. And then for a while, he was also doing it to the Legion games at
Hmm.
in place of Squiggles when he was tied up with other shit. He was doing it at the Legion games or the PA system there. So some parent or community member with an interest like Mike that I would be able to sit down with probably virtually and have them download the app that they need to use and show them what kind of microphones they need to use so that they can simply do it from their
Yeah.
phone. Now, if they get to a
Yeah.
facility like, I don't, you said the old football stadium isn't there anymore. But
Well, the football stadium is there.
the
They
brick,
had to make major renovations to the bleacher system and all that, and it's different, but it's the same football stadium forever.
but I mean, same location. But I mean, the old brick and mortar location of the home side is gone.
Right.
Yeah. So
Correct.
is there a press box again?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so. Yeah,
So
way up high.
whatever they
Hmm.
might have for a facility like that, or the press box at Bear Stadium, if they have internet,
Hmm.
of course that would be better. But you
Hmm.
can easily still do this from your phone. If it's just audio only,
Hmm.
radio like play by play, can
Hmm.
easily be done.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not hooked into all that all the sports programming and whatnot. So I will keep a listen and see what we can do.
yeah,
Okay.
please do. We are at about that time.
Yes, it is. I really need to
Yep.
hustle out of here and get ready for my meeting. But I'm glad to be able to have shared with you my ice cream story.
Fun. Yeah. Yeah. We'll do. I'll even just if we get to visit with them at the maybe at the do you put something on like a little party of sorts at the studio for the Halloween parade?
Uh, no, we have a friend whose home is right on the route,
Okay.
and we're invited to their home to watch the parade. And they have snacks and people and stuff like that. So that's where we usually end
Okay.
up, not at
Yeah.
Studio B.
Same thing with
Hmm.
my cousin Greg. He is
But you know what? Zuber that night at the parade, he hosts
yeah,
people at his
yeah,
office,
right.
which is right along the route. So that might be something, that might be catch him before, catch him during,
Sure.
catch him after, something like that.
Greg
Okay.
lives on Monroe
All right, buddy.
behind
Uh-huh.
Mama Mia's or Gurmia's Monroe Street. My
What?
cousin Greg
What's
lives on. It's similar to
Oh,
yours. He's a
okay.
house on the route. Last year, I guess it wasn't
Okay.
because of construction or some shit.
Right. There I forget why,
So,
but yeah, the route got changed last
so
year.
anyway,
Yeah, I can't remember why.
good luck
Okay.
everybody at your
Well,
12
have a
o'clock
good
meeting,
week.
and I'll see you next
All
week.
righty. All right. And I'm
And I'm
Jay
Yergz.
Stahl. And this is Both Sides Now.
All
Take
right,
care.
I'll see you next week. Good trip.
Have a good
Have
week.
a good drive.
Okay. Bye.
That's it for Both Sides Now for today. I got to take a break. When we come back, up the middle. Oh wow, lots to do in 90 minutes. Kilmar Obrega Garcia has been arrested again. I mean, this time to actually be deported. We'll talk about the validity or lack thereof behind that. We started researching today's episode overnight, and we had one journalist killed in Gaza because of Netanyahu's and Israel's attack that hit a hospital. Moments before going live today, there are as many as 5 journalists alone killed due to an attack on a hospital by somebody that the far right is spending every dollar possible defending. We'll talk about that, Netanyahu, and why we spell his name the way we do. Then Trump's next target, once we get into the second hour, Trump's next target, where he's going with his Nazi regime and the militarization of various cities right now, Washington, D.C. And I told you so, Blake. Blake Fisher, former co-host of Up the Middle Friday Fights, who walked out 7 or 8 months ago, as you might remember. Maybe less than that, not sure, don't care. But people need to start listening to me. Because I said that independents are going to start running. And more of them. This is a great time for it. And that's exactly what's happening. We'll talk about that before we wrap up with an update here in Florida. Nazis seem to be all over the place. I've reported gunshots heard here late at night that got 0 police response. There has been the painting over of a rainbow crosswalk at the crime scene site of a hate crime. And so it's not repainted while no one's looking in rainbow colors. It is being guarded by no less than 10 Florida state troopers. One crosswalk. No presidential protectee in sight. 10 Florida state troopers. We'll talk about that and whatever we got time left for when we come back. Oh, yeah, there is something else. 2 new shows coming to Yergz Radio and the Mastiff Media Network, as well as monetization. We'll hit that up right when we get back. This is Up the Middle on the Mastiff Media Network. As soon as I find the video, there it is. We'll be back after these words. What are you doing later? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to the gym, but not just any gym. Momentum Fitness and Wellness. Walk right up to the door. There's a QR code on the door. You can sign up right there. You've got no excuse. But not only that, their equipment is amazing. It's kept up well. It's expanded. There's stretching area. There's CrossFit. There's hardcore training. A dedicated area for stretching, dunk tanks, sauna, everything you need to get that Hernando beach body or keep your Clearwater beach body. You can train with your shirt off, you can scream, you can yell, and you won't be intimidated either. Go to Momentum Fitness and Wellness on US 19 in Bayonet Point, Jasmine Estates. Build the momentum at Momentum Fitness and Wellness. Oh, sorry about that. I was looking at something. Let's get some music on here. I'm liking the lounge music. I still love the chill, but I like what they play in the lounge music too. Mastiff Media. Go to mastiff.media, www.mastiff.media. Check out the website. Bookmark that website. Why? Well, because not if, but when some of the already started persecution comes full circle. I've already been kicked off of LinkedIn because of my comments about Donald Trump. Backed by fact, facts that were backed by citation. Don't blame me, blame somebody else. Or yourself, maybe. But no, LinkedIn didn't want to do that, so I got kicked off. I feel that I'm being shadow banned on some of the other social media platforms, which is why we're now taking out an ad campaign to get the network in front of people. Mastiff.media. They'll find the show by going to the website. Like it or not, they'll find the show. We think they'll like it because of the fact that we are the only political show actively going about finding both sides of the political spectrum. Brian Tyler Cohen talks to Jews, talks to progressive Jews, some non-Jews. I'm one of them. But that's it. You're progressive and or liberal if you're watching BTC. Ben Shapiro, same thing. Popular amongst the Jewish community, even more popular amongst all the conservative Jewish community, but heavy on the conservative side. And I don't mean like Hasidic Jewish conservative. I mean all different interpretations of the Jewish faith, but conservative in political ideology. And of course, non-Jew listeners and viewers as well, but conservative. Benny Johnson, David Pakman, same thing. They like preaching to the choir. Here, we like discussion. Open, intelligent discussion. You can have your opinions, but if you're going to pass those opinions off as facts, they better be facts. Because we will call you, regardless of the side of the political spectrum you're on, we will call you on your bullshit. I know it sounds like I hate Republicans. First of all, I don't hate anybody. It's the MAGA people who keep using that word when describing my feelings towards Mango Mussolini. I don't treat him nicely. He doesn't deserve it. And I don't get to talk about that many Democrats or liberals or progressives and where they screw up, because the Republicans are the ones frequently stepping on their dick. But anyway, bookmark Mastiff.media, scan the QR code on your screen. Tone tip for it coming soon. Kind of tough to do that during a live spot, but I can. We've got it. The technology exists. We can rebuild it. Steve Austin joke there. All right. Mastiff.media. Check that out while you're there. Also, remember Mastiff Media now on Discord, Telegram. One of the pages that's coming soon to Mastiff.media is all the places we're at least for now. In the event that for whatever reason you don't like the site, and that's fine. Let us know what you don't like about it. Maybe we can fix it. Video feed is on the homepage, so it's easy to find. You can go to our stations. We're on all of them. Mastiff.media. All right, so